My version gets fed electricity through the hot shoe.
Electricity? You use electricity?
Yeah.
You got like a smart one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whatever the adapter is, and the
DJI
newer,
one?
better version of what you have.
DJI one?
Yeah.
I'm trying to clap. Okay, so we are. This is going to be a disaster.
Well, I told you not to drink before we started filming.
Thanks to Amaranth for sponsoring this video.
We're doing a studio tour again. Oh, again?
That's not how you start these videos. Even I know that.
Studio tour of LegalEagle is what we're doing, audience. This is my audience. I don't call them eagles or whatever. We have no pet bird names whatsoever.
They're my audience now.
I was trying to get his audience.
I want all dozen of your viewers.
Hey-o. I am excited about this though. This is a studio tour we want to do for a while, and off requested too in the comments. So there you go.
That's absolutely not true.
It's not true. But I saw one person one time. Maybe it was Patrick wrote it in. Patrick Tomaso's here filming, by the way. We're using the FX30 today, Patrick.
As always.
As always. LegalEagle. You make videos. You do. I find two types of videos that I watch. Maybe there's other ones. Sort of like Real Lawyer Reacts. Yep. And then the other one is more like a learning kind of.
The law explainers, which is why I have so many legal-looking books behind me. Right?
That was actually literally one of the reasons I wanted to do this studio tour in the first place, was like to find out what was real and what wasn't. And they are real books. Well, I don't know if the books are real, but they're physical objects.
Yes, they are. They exist, right. I often sit at my legal explainer desk, and it is shot through a Sony A7S III. I've got my panel key light. Audio is through a Sennheiser 416.
For most of the tour, we'll be using the MKE2 Labs.
Everything about the studio is about workflow. The thing I care most about is to make my job as easy as possible. I just have to press record, and then we are good to go.
You got a little monitor here for checking yourself out?
Yeah. One of two monitors, because while I do love Sony, if you have an HDMI feed out to a monitor and you want to see the information like audio levels, if you're peaking, the
info display.
The info display. It turns off the monitor on the back of the camera.
That's true.
Are you telling me that Sony processors are so bad they can't have the HDMI out? Well, actually no. So you can have HDMI out to a monitor with the monitor in the back if you turn the info off. So there's something about that, like those like tiny bits of information that they can't somehow duplicate. Give me a break. Give me a break, Sony. Give me a break, Sony. I'm not in the pocket of big camera, Gerald. I can say what I want.
So this one's just for you, and then this is a teleprompter.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't do like Zoom calls and stuff here, right?
I do.
Oh,
I do. So I have a three-way splitter to also go into an Elgato capture card, so that I can put that feed into a laptop when I am doing a Zoom call, and because I use a iPad for my teleprompter, I can use that in Sidecar, and I can see all the faces on the teleprompter, so I can look directly at the camera. HDMI out to a three-way splitter. One HDMI goes to the monitor in the back, so if I'm positioning the camera, I can actually see it. One goes to the monitor, the vanity monitor, for when I'm filming, and then one goes to HDMI out that I can plug into my laptop for a Zoom call or Meet
Do you
call.
switch between clean feed and info display then, depending on what you do?
I have to switch it to a clean feed.
Right. There's one thing I don't like, which is that you have absolutely zero undone purple cables here, but you're in luck, sir.
Ooh. He was ragging me off camera about cable management, and now the cable management is worse somehow.
I tucked it. I gave it a tuck.
I thought this rig was perfect, but now it really is. It cannot be improved upon.
Sarcastic, ungrateful. Okay. I see. I've met my match. Okay. This is a one-stand setup. I don't know that we really put, like, we're talking about all these different devices and peripherals, but like it's one big wheelie stand.
Yeah.
You took the Caleb Pike and took it up like
100%.
Yeah, took it up 100%. 5 notches.
All right, did not notice. Obvious. Okay, cool.
I'm saying it as an impressive factor of like you know, this is a mega stand.
Yeah,
you know?
thank you. I think that's a compliment. You know, there aren't that many shots in the studio, and for the most part, it's right here, so I don't need to change very much. And I love that my key light is attached to the camera. You know, this is on a 3-axis. Tripod head.
Yeah.
So if I only want to move it vertically generally to go up or down. Power comes in here, fed in from the ceiling. All I have to do is just wheel it wherever I want, and I'm ready to go. All I have to do is press record, and then the shotgun mic is on a boom stand, so I can position that wherever I want.
These are cool. I don't know that I've seen these before with like a little like baby pin like receptacle or whatever in them for a spigot.
These grips, you just squeeze it, and you can move it up and down, and it'll stay where you want it.
It's pretty cool.
And everything is mounted on baby pins, and everything can move where I want it.
Well, as far as the one stander, I think you get the gold trophy on that. It's impressive. Let's talk more about your lighting, I guess.
Sure.
You have a few. So F22.
Yep.
And the ballast is even on your one stand too.
Yeah. So the reason that I like this panel light, and I've had a few, is that it's just so narrow. It's light enough, and it's shallow enough that I can just put it wherever.
I should probably, for disclosure, since we're talking about Amaran, mention two things. One, Amaran is sponsoring this video. I probably put that at the beginning. And two,
Amaran did send me a couple of lights.
Let's talk about the shelves over here, because the shelves are lit as well.
Yeah.
So these are books. It's a real book.
You're very observant. Those are books.
Hold on. Okay, yeah.
Exactly. It goes into like some sort of Unreal Engine.
And this is a world exclusive.
Okay.
You have a scoop here. No one has ever seen any of these books close up. 60% of these books are real law books. They're case books that you would use if you were in law school.
So that was going to be the question is, have you acquired these sort of, I was going to say naturally, or was it like, I need a set, quick buy a bunch of random books that look like law books, or are these like your books?
On the advice of counsel, I will refuse to answer that question. I think this book, for example, is literally a book I had in law school.
Right.
You would never actually use them in practice, but they look like law books, right?
So it's not like in the movies when people find some precedent by filtering through some old text.
We use computers. These are case reporters, and they are wildly out of date. They do actually contain the real cases that you used to go to these books to find the cases, but now again that's all online. And then the rest of the books are wildly out of date encyclopedias. This is like 1963 Funkin' Wagnalls that may or may not have been purchased on eBay.
I do like the way that they're clustered, and I do like the colors, and I think that from a set it looks nice, whether or not they're pragmatic or not.
Yeah. No, cut all this out.
Secret cubby in the desk here. Does this control your?
That controls the main A cam.
And a tie clip.
That's where I keep my tie clip.
Which we never really addressed, by the way. This is a bit of a face reveal, maybe, because I'm used to seeing you suit and tie.
Yeah.
We're getting the lazy polo shirt version of.
You're getting the absolute bare minimum, and nothing more.
There is, if you want to do a quick little pan though, there's wardrobe. You have a whole collection of ties right there. Are they just studio ties?
Yes.
Or
Those are my studio ties. Great for sound editing, though. That's why they're layered on top of the sound blanket. But you know what I mean? Or it's like if you need an actual tie, you're like, crap, all my ties are in the studio, and then you have to I've got a handful of ties at home.
Right.
And these are also my studio suits. They're all from Indochino, but they're all like the suits that I wear on camera, and I've got other suits at home.
This guy's got studio suits. Okay. What? And a giant gavel.
Sure.
That's a compensatory gavel if I've ever seen one.
It's Chekhov's gavel.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I need to explain the gavel, I think. So
is it better if we don't?
And we'll never mention it.
Exactly. So your books are all lit, I guess is what we were gonna say.
Yeah, you got a nice little figuratively and literally.
Nice tube light.
Yeah. What is that? The
T4C. Yeah, I use those.
What? Yeah. So that's
I don't know what to think.
Technically, there is
a green screen.
There is a green screen behind my desk. Funny story. When the set builder was building these, the new set, a great guy named Andrew Foxon, designed by Paige Hathaway here in DC. There was about a week and a half period where I had to fake the old set. We recently switched from the brown bookshelves to the blue bookshelves. And so I did record with a green screen behind me, and nobody knew.
It's fishy.
It's fishy. We'll just leave it at fishy.
So that's what the other T4Cs are for, and why they're mounted vertically is when the green screen is down, I can set them up here, and they've got these built-in the flags, and then I can basically evenly light the green screen behind me, and and then just get these out of the way. When
He knows all about lighting a green screen for somebody with real books. Suspicious. And then this is the Pano 120C. Amaran recently launched these. I actually did a whole video on them. I'm a big fan. And I think you're using them in a really cool application as well. They got a 120C and they got a 60C. They're full color. As somebody who clearly appreciates USB-C from all your cables over there, it's pretty sweet that both of the types can be run exclusively off of USB-C. And they got a cool new battery thing coming out soon called the Peak, and it's like a handle, and it plugs into this Ace Lock thing, and it keeps the light juiced up.
I love the USB power. I'm actually surprised I didn't use USB power.
And it's right above your head, and you probably notice that the fans are crazy quiet.
I think we need footage of being completely cut off.
Remotely controlled.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that. I thought the remote was for like a teleprompter or something.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, for the teleprompter, I've got a foot pedal.
So that controls, you can just remotely record the camera.
Yeah.
That's smart. It looks good. You know what? What lens are you using, by the way? We didn't talk about that. So it's an A7S III.
Yep.
And then the lens is?
The Sigma 1.4.
Is what?
24.
24 prime?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on 35.
What? Get out of here.
Is it a 24 to 70?
35-1.4.
Oh, I thought I was using a 24 this whole time.
So I'm a 35 shooter, and that's why I was looking at this frame and I was like, yeah, that looks right. But then I was looking at your backdrop and how close you are, and I was going to say, you could probably jump on a 24 mil. It would change your face a little bit,
yeah,
but you'd be able to show more of your books and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I was trying to keep some separation to blur out all the fake books.
That's true, because you are at 1.4. 24 at 1.4 would be deeper.
Yeah.
Quite. Yeah, it's not dead where it sounds like we're in a closet, which is good. It's warm. Sounds great. What did you do to do that other than your tie rack?
Yes. Well, look, I mean, don't discount the ties or the suits. They are quite sound absorbing.
Everything counts. This chair probably counts. The
carpet,
carpet, sofa.
Some rugs help.
This helps.
Yeah, so so I went down a rabbit hole and just tried to take out as much reverberation as possible.
Yeah.
And so the ceiling, for example.
Yeah, what is this?
This is, they call it acoustic felt. It is 20 millimeter acoustic felt. It is basically compressed PET, and you can get it in basically any color. Like this whole wall, all the blue panels is this sound absorbing material. And I took some other panels and cut the logo out of it and mounted it to it. The wall over there, the white wall, those are sound absorbing panels. Behind those white panels are green screen panels. So I can just remove the white panels and I have an entire wall that's a green screen. And then the entire ceiling and some parts of the other walls are these panels that absorb sound.
It's really effective. Oh, so this looks sharp. I like this with the logo and stuff. Why is there like a sofa and a light?
So this is the set that I film at when you know things are serious. So I will wheel the main camera around, and that's why there's another hair light over here. If I film a piece that is what I call an op-ed, so
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily explaining, I am just ranting, giving my personal opinion, then I will film in front of this background. So this is the podcast set. Even though I don't do any podcasting.
Let's see how quickly he can set up with his one stand. Look at this go.
Boom. You know what? Let's get more of a key light though.
Oh, that
Yeah, that's way too
get
much.
pretty bright pretty quick, can't it? This looks nice with the little fire and more books and eagles. Is the logo supposed to be the wing of an eagle?
It is.
Yeah.
In the shape of an E as well. It's the E-wing. It's cozy, right?
It feels like we're having a consultation.
So what crimes have you committed
Have I
today?
committed?
Yes.
You did that pretty quickly.
Yeah, if I didn't need to increase the brightness of the light, I mean, it would have been 10 seconds.
What's going on up here, champ? You got a hole in your wall there.
Yeah. Those are power cables.
Is that up to code? Patrick's probably upset because we didn't talk about any kind of practicals or whatever that are in the shot. But tell me about this light.
I do get some spill.
Oh, yeah, you do, yeah.
Which I like. It, it warms up the left side a little bit.
Why this fixture though? Have you like had it for a while? Do you like it or something like?
Man, I've had it for a very long time,
Yeah.
and it was available back. I mean, that thing has moved with me like 5 times, and I don't have the heart to get rid of it.
Do you ever use this one?
Yes, that used to be in frame for all of the videos, but now I feel like the background is interesting enough that I don't need to use the the old practical banker's lamp, but it might show up again someday.
When you buy one of these, does it come with a visor? Or do you have to get that separate?
We watch Star Trek. We know we're talking about the visor, the data war during the poker games.
Like accountant.
Is that what is known as a poker face?
There's a skeleton. Very hard to see.
I didn't even notice that.
But there's a skeleton back here.
You know, some people have skeletons in their closet. I have a skeleton next to my set. This is a limited edition, unsigned, Patrick Willems.
Oh boy.
What about post-production? So you shoot here, take the card. You mentioned that the laptop lets you ingest station.
Yep. Yeah.
And then what happens?
It gets uploaded to the cloud.
And then I don't know.
And it goes to frame.io, and then all of my video editors are able to download the A-roll to their local machines, and then we share the project files on Dropbox.
Cool.
So,
So you don't edit the videos yourself?
oh God, no.
Have you ever edited?
I don't have time for that.
That's fair. But have you ever been interested in video editing at all?
Yes, actually. I did a lot of video editing when I was in high school, and that's part of what gave me the bug to do YouTube in the first place. I edited probably my first 3 videos ever, and then never again.
Oh, that's cool. It just pulls automatically?
Yep.
Sweet. You got a lot of clever little ideas down here. You know?
Thank you.
Little gaff tape.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, and over here, it's not only gaff tape, but also a silver Sharpie to tell me exactly where the desk needs to go back.
Now that I can appreciate. And also, points for the anti-trip.
It's so great to have storage in these bookshelves now, because
Nice.
I got the gaff tape ready to go.
Another secret
doors.
secret cupboards, yeah. This is clever, the one stand thing is clever, the gaff tape is good, the marks are good, it's all very good.
Yeah, why are you saying clever in that tone of voice?
What's going on here, huh? We got a little, that's the laminate flooring issue. I've got this in my place too. You gotta get that fixed.
That's merely an indictment of how much you weigh. That's not.
All right, that was a good one. That was a good one.
When I step on it, nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
to
Quiet as a church mouse.
Up to this point, I found your burns to be kind of flaccid, but that one was all right. That was a decent one.
Wow, I'm gonna leave that one alone. That was the setup of the century.
Why is this one just pointed up in the corner over here?
I mean, if you weren't here, I probably would have the recessed ceiling lights on, but that lighting looks terrible. So I set up a couple of my extra lights and used them.
Just for the sake of the tour?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
appreciate it.
Now we look terrible.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? A little bit more.
Yeah, but the problem is my head would go to right there, and I would look like I was 3 feet tall.
I'm not saying you got to change anything. I'm just saying that your set is nice, wider than we're even showing. But yeah, so your homework is get a 24mm lens, try another shot, and let me know what you prefer. We'll do an A/B, and we'll get that wide angle.
I can tell you right now, I am not doing any of that. This is all my gear. The shelves of misfit toys.
People always gloss over their grip gear. I love this stuff. I like that you just got a sack of 5/8 little spigot things or whatever.
Yeah.
Although you're missing one of your little orange doodads on that there.
Here, you get a hat.
All right. I'm fully indoctrinated. I'm on the Eagle team. That's what Eagle sound effect.
That is the name of my law firm.
Yeah.
Eagle Team.
That's what I was trying to do.
Okay, excellent.
I didn't know if you had
Thank
a sound effect or not, but feel free to cut that out of the
we
video
do
and use
now.
it. So I have to take minor points, but I have to take them off for the fact that you placed this fun little widget in a shelf that it can't,
I mean, you got me. Let's give this what it deserves. Yes!
Oddly satisfying.
Oh,
This is the part where we just destroy your studio.
yeah. I got too many axes on this thing. Damn you, Gerald!
Full one stand system just falling apart right in front of us here. Well, thanks for the tour. Can you just tear that one off for me though, just real quick? Because I just borrow that. Thank you. So, I've tabulated your score for you. I didn't bring any paper. Okay,
Wow.
what do you want from me?
It feels like I've seen this before.
I'm gonna give you one of my coveted purple stars, right there on
Thank you.
your non-suit.
Thank you for the 1 star.
As a person who spends way too much time finagling in a studio with how things should go and making it more efficient or whatever, I have a different approach. Mine's everything locked down, things are stapled to things and everything else.
Yeah, that is a much worse approach.
But you've managed, but I can appreciate see, I just glossed over your insults, so they don't have any potency.
I know it's stuck. I can see your eyes just kind of go dead.
What I'll say is this: I respect that on the flip side of that coin, you are equally fastidious in your method. I respect it, and I think you've done a tremendous job.
Well, thank you very much. And now, having heard your final judgment,
Yes.
I want you to have my notes.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I think you'll find that the grading was harsh but fair.
Right.
I'm going to give you the coveted Batman sticker. I find that Batman is probably the judgiest of superheroes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a bunch of stupid faces, and then you just be like, "Why is this guy here?" You're not sure if you're worried. Give me half between worried and constipated. And
Gerald just glitched. He just froze.
none of this is gonna be in the video.
Scooch a little over.
Yeah. I'll scoot you over in a minute. Mine are like burnt. I'm not good with color names. I'm your evil like guy who was like, yeah, kill them all.
This thing is solid walnut. My friend Jimmy DeResta, who is like an OG maker tuber, was like, hey, I want to make something for you. And I said, hey, could you like 10x one of my gavels? And he said, sure. And he did.
Whenever, you discover a green screen, come here, LegalEagle. Come on. Step in front of it.
This is not my first rodeo.